What's going on, Babylonians? It's me, Songs of Rage, back with another Outriders WorldSlayer video to be able to bring to you, and today we're going for another short video talking about the transforming guns that are going to be available in Outriders WorldSlayer once it drops. Make sure you have, before we get into it, make sure you have dropped a like and subscribe for all this WorldSlayer content that's going to be coming out your way before launch and after the launch as well, because we absolutely love Outriders here on the channel, and this is probably the best place to actually be for that. So make sure you have dropped a like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So the transforming gun that we get to see is kind of related to a tier 3 mod as far as we can tell. Unfortunately, because we don't have any guaranteed item cards for everything that's shown in the broadcast, we can only speculate, but everything kind of ties in, and it seems too much of a coincidence for this mod and what we actually got to see not to be joined and be combined and actually be the exact same thing. So the what you actually get to see with the trident kind of looking bit and the end of the front of the gun is going to be the mod called Omen. So Omen, in case you haven't already seen one of our previous videos, or in case you're not aware of it just yet, Omen is a tier 3 mod. It's going to be a brand new mod that's going to be coming to Outriders WorldSlayer, and it's probably going to be one of my main ones that I'm going to be looking for straight away. The reason why is because this is a cover-piercing anomaly projectile, so therefore it literally will just keep going through pretty much the map. I imagine it's got some kind of cut-off distance, but unfortunately we don't know anything like that on the item card, so that's something that we're going to have to test when the game actually does drop. But overall, this just keeps piercing cover, pierces through enemies as well, and what this will do is it will inflict bleed. It will inflict a relatively small amount of damage, even though the item card that we have actually seen so far says around about 2.3 million, but when it's compared to something like Claymore Torrent, it's less than a third of what Claymore Torrent is able to deal in the current game anyway, so therefore it's going to be a relatively low kind of damage dealing mod. And what it also offers is a debuff to every single enemy that gets hit by that, to be able to receive more, about 100% more damage coming their way from pretty much every single source. Now, what I like about this mod is the fact that even though it has that debuff, even though it has probably one of the better looking kind of animations that we have in this game, for the fact that it's got an anomaly projectile that goes out, seeks out, and all that kind of thing to be able to go straight through everything, is the fact that it gives us a really nice, clear visual representation when that mod is available and active. The fact that we have this trident that's on the front of our gun, which is pretty much where we're going to be looking anyway, it's just going to be within our eyesight. We don't have to look at the bottom left, we don't have to look at the bottom right, don't have to look at the top, or any kind of corners of the screen to be able to try and find out when this mod is. We don't have to try and count internally to be able to try and figure out when 4 seconds has passed, when that mod is next going to be active. We literally just have to be looking at what our gun looks like, and it will let us know that that mod is physically ready and active to be able to actually fire out. So you know that that next shot is going to be able to trigger that mod, and I think that's a really nice touch. Now, we've had something similar to that with Fortress, when Fortress got the change to be able to when you hit 3 shots within well, it has a cooldown of 0.2 seconds. We're able to get some green effect around about our arms, and to be completely honest with you, when it first happened and we actually got to see that in the New Horizon playtest, I honestly didn't even notice it. I genuinely had to ask the question saying, is there some kind of visual effect for this? And it wasn't until someone pointed it out to me that I went, oh, that I actually can see it now. So I'm glad they've taken something, I hope I've given them some kind of inspiration on that, to take that on board, because I imagine I'm not the only one that's actually missed that. I kind of assumed that was something else, and or maybe I actually just didn't even notice it at the time. Obviously it's been a few months, so I can't actually remember that far back. But either way, I missed what Fortress did, and now that I've actually seen it, now I actually know to look out for it. It's kind of obvious, but this is just pretty much obvious straight away from the get-go. The front of your gun is flaming, you have a trident that's pretty much sticking up at the front of your gun. It's kind of obvious. There's a very obvious object that's at the end of your gun that's not normally there, and it will disappear as soon as you fire that. So I think that's a really nice touch. I'm interested to see if they do this with any other mods in the game. Now, some of the other mods that we've actually seen so far in the gameplay, we've actually had a little bit of extra footage. It's not that obvious. I can't see, for example, the iron cannon. I can't see anything on the front of the gun to be able to say that this is ready to be able to be triggered. I imagine that's because that's more of a visual thing, to be able to say, look, there's literally an iron cannon on your screen. You clearly have this already out on the field, so you don't actually need something in that respect. Which then brings me to the fact of, are we going to be expecting this for any kind of other tier 3 mods, or any kind of other mods that are actually going to be dropping into the game? Overall, it makes me very excited. I mean, I'm interested to see if we're going to have some other kind kind of like images? We're going to get some other kind of objects on the front of our guns. Is there going to be any kind of like other particle effects that are going to be happening around our arms? It opens the world, it opens the like so much like possibility to basically any kind of like mods. And because we're expecting, I think it was around about 28 brand new guns to be able to add it into this game. The fact we've only seen 4 so far leaves a lot to be desired for. Obviously, we've got 24 other mods, or 24 potential brand new tier 3 mods to be added into the game. Obviously, we've had a couple legendary guns that have actually doubled up on their tier 3 mod. So I'm looking at you, Thunderbird and Daimyo. But I imagine that won't be the case. I'd be a little bit disappointed if we actually did have maybe even 2 or 4 weapons that actually duplicated themselves, like the mods internally with themselves. I'm looking forward to see if we're going to get anything more. Let me know, would this be something you'd actually like to see implemented a little bit more in games? Maybe just in Outriders WorldSlayer, maybe we actually could get something like this to be able to say, this particular mod, I'd have no idea when it triggers. Can we have something to be able to let us know? I know, for example, like Moaning Winds, there's been so many times where I've tried to reload my gun and I've missed the timing of the 8 seconds. So it would have been nice to actually have something to let me know when that's actually ready to be able to go. Something small, I'm not expecting to like much, but maybe some kind of like particle effect to let me know when I have the gun out. Like it could like flash like a very dim kind of red, for example, and then I know as soon as I activate it, it will then disappear, and it won't come back for another 8 seconds. Something along those lines. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm very interested and very keen to be able to know what you actually think about that. That pretty much just wraps us up for the video, so thank you all so much for watching all the way to the end. It really does mean the world to us. Thank you all so much to the Babylonian family, as always, for their continued support. And that just leaves me to say, keep yourself safe, keep yourselves well, and I'll see you all on our next video.